Okay, you guys, I have another one for you, and I've actually said a little something on this topic before, but I really didn't get all deep down into it. So I wanted to do that today. I put out a video about a month ago called "Why People." No, not why people. Why no one wants to wake up, and I'll link that in the description in case you're curious and want to check that out. I'll do whatever you want. But it was in reference to why, people don't exactly what it says, why people don't want to wake up. And it kind of gives that overall reasons for the general reasons why it kind of breaks it down. And as I said, you want to check it out, go look at it. If not, don't. But what I wanted to talk about today is mainly like why people really don't want to wake up. So, a lot of things that I've actually become more in tune, not in tune, that sounds like some sort of new age crap. No offense to new age crap, but I feel like I've gotten a better understanding. Even though it's only been a month, I've gotten a better understanding of why people really don't want to wake up. So, here's an uncomfortable truth, and they're for both sides. So, if you associate with either side, whether you're liberal or conservative, whether you're Republican or Democrat, whether you're left or right, red or blue, whatever. This is for both political sides because it's a lot of what I say pertains to you guys, and this video, particularly, I guess, or specifically. But in any case, let me get right to it. So I want to touch base on the first thing is for people who, are considered by the conservative side or Republican side to still be asleep. I actually touched base on this in my earlier video, but I want to go a little bit deeper. And I've also commented about this a lot to people, but there's this common theme among people on, I guess, the side for democracy or the side for, well, not necessarily that political side, but the side of people who you watch CNN, you watch MSNBC, you watch a majority of the mainstream narratives. Let's say, for the sake of argument, right now, let's just say everything excluding Fox, which is mainstream. So you don't like Fox, you hate it with a passion. You believe that Trump is a liar and an insurrectionist, and you believe that anybody who doesn't believe in what happened on January 6th is they want to overthrow the country. So if this is sounding like you, this is for you. Maybe you're into the LGBT, you're into diversity, you're into a lot of what's going on today. You're good with it. You like it. Okay, so this is for you. So a lot of you, not all of you, but I would say a good portion of you, you do not believe that the government does not have your your worst intentions in mind. You believe the government has your best intentions in mind. They want to help you. They're here for you. You can rely on the government. The government has your back. That's your basic thought process. The news is the truth. They don't lie. Um, everything is everything, and there are no lies with that. The only lies come from the evil conservatives, and they're bad, and everything about them is not good, and they're trying to take over the country. Okay, that's your thought process, right? Okay. So, here's the point that I bring to you guys. So you have family, okay? You have friends, you have lovers, you have significant others, right? Now, you cannot tell me throughout the entirety of your life. Actually, I should say it like this. So you have all those people, right? And you have yourself, okay? Now, throughout your whole life, has anyone ever lied to you? Has any of those people ever lied to you? Friends, family members, even if it's a small lie, have they ever lied to you? And then, maybe you found out about it next day or like next year, or maybe you felt that it was, but you never got confirmation. or yourself. Have you ever lied to somebody else, even when you were young, when you were little, or when you were older? Have you ever lied? Now, I know for a fact that you have, and I know for a fact that somebody else in your life has. This is just a simple fact of common sense. I mean, you don't really need to have any data to back this up, because we're all human. We've all made mistakes, and sometimes you lie and you make a mistake, and somebody finds out. You know, have you ever been? And to make it even simpler, if you're like, oh no, I would never lie, or they would never lie. Have you ever been cheated on? Have you ever been? Have somebody ever taken something and just said they haven't done something? Like these types of things. Has something ever happened where you knew something was up and it wasn't? Just your basic lies. I think we can all agree on that. So my point being is, if your own family, if your own friends, if your own blood, if your own relations, if you yourself have lied at least one time in your life to these individuals, then how can you go about your day thinking that your own government has never lied to you? Your government, your media, your corporations that support your beliefs, your groups, LGBT, BLM, whatever you support. And I say that, and I want you to really think on it. Really think on it. If your own family, friends, and yourself have lied to each other, then how can you think that a government institution, one that is built up of a bunch of people that you have never met, will probably never meet in your lifetime? If you have, it's probably only been in passing. How can you think that these people who have never met you, don't know you, probably only know you as a number on a piece of paper, um, or like some sort of data to be entered into a computer, would never lie to you? You think they would never? I mean, even if they're human too, and even if um, they're just doing their job, you think they're human? They're going to make mistakes, or they're going to intentionally do things because they're just like you. It's made up. It's a not corporation. It's an entity made up of people, human beings that are just like you. So you want to kind of think about that when you think like, oh, my government is this, my news is this, I believe this. And I know it's hard once you've been told something the initial time. You think it's cemented in your brain as truth. It's the reality. I've heard this first and it came from this source, and I've trusted this source, and my family before trusted this source. My parents, my grandparents trusted this source. But when you really think about it at that level, you can kind of understand how, wait a minute, you're right. I've never met these people. So how can I actually know that what they're telling me is completely honest? Um, and if you're still saying like, well, I don't think they would lie, but why would they lie? I mean, some of them don't. They're just doing their job, and then they're taking their orders from the top head honchos, CEOs, presidential elects, top dogs in these institutions. So they probably still lie, every so often. Human, right? Okay, so that's for you guys. The next is for people that you're conservative, or you identify as Republican, or maybe you identify as unaffiliated. um, but you're a person who likes to think that you're for logic, you're for reason. You're not a big fan of the narratives for LGBT or BLM. You might outright hate it at sometimes or all the time. You are maybe religiously Catholic or a Christian or something along those lines. And, that's what you stand for, the flag and everything else. So this is for you guys. So I know that in my last video, why no one wants to wake up, I did a little segment on this. So this is similar to that, but it kind of goes into things a little deeper. So like I was saying about our friends on the other side. So people, they can lie to each other, your own friends and family. I know a lot of us are wanting people like, why can't they just wake up? why don't they just see what's going on? Why can't they were shown a lie? Why can't they just do their research? The videos are being put out. Why can't they just see, the real footage, the actual footage of January 6th? Why can't they just see, the real footage of the drag queen story time and see that this is what we're afraid of the kids getting into? It's we don't have anything against LGBT really. It's all about protecting the children. Why can't they just see? And I want to tell you a little bit about that. So, like I was saying, people lie. You've got family, friends, lovers, relatives, and people will lie about certain things. Maybe you come home one day and you found your wife was sleeping with another guy, or you might have seen a text message, or you might see that your child's involved with a certain group of people, and you're like, well, I mean, and then you may just not say anything about it. I know for a lot of people, they just, why don't I just not say anything about it? If I don't say anything about it, if I don't bring it to the surface, my life doesn't change. My family's lives doesn't change. My friends' lives don't change. My significant other and our lives don't change. If, I may be getting cheated on, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm scared to ask. I'm scared to ask these questions. If I ask these questions, will things change? Will my whole life be uprooted? What will happen? And this is on the basic level. This is between you and people you share the same blood with, or who you are wedded in holy matrimony to, or who you are now family with because somebody else married into the family, or friendship you had for years, and now you figured something out and you're like, wow, I don't know if I even want to accept this as a reality in my own life. So that's where I want to kind of bring you. And if you haven't experienced this, probably as you get older, you probably will. And there are a lot of people that they just don't want to even bring this up. Let's not even make it a reality. Let's just keep going the same way we've always gone. And everything is everything. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Let's not think about it. Let's not look at it. It doesn't exist. And this is where your friends on the other side probably are, you know. So this is what you have to really think about when you're trying to say, well, why can't they just wake up? Why can't they? They don't want to see this the same way you don't want to see that text message on your significant other's phone, or remember that thing that your friend said, or remember that thing that your parents said, or remember that thing that your sibling said, or remember that thing that you overheard. It's the same thing, the same sort of feeling. There's a lot on the line to lose. There's a lot to gain. The clarity and the honesty is there. But, you can be so comfortable in what you've known for years that who wants to give that all up for the unknown of my life is not on solid ground anymore? So I understand. And I think it's high time that we try, as we might put aside our differences a little bit so we can see where the other one is coming from. Of course, there are things on both sides that we need to reflect on. There's things that are an issue. um, I would say primarily on a particular side that need to be addressed, but you know I think regardless of that fact, we need to start to come together as the 99% versus the one, is my opinion of it. But this is just something I wanted to throw out there so that people could start to see where each other are kind of coming from. Okay. So hopefully from this little thought experiment, you got a little bit of more understanding of maybe where your friend or your enemy over on the other side of the grass is coming from. Hopefully, I was able to communicate that effectively. If not, there probably will be another video along the same lines if I learn any more from my experiences and other people around me. And that's really it. Enjoy your day. I'll probably be uploading this video later, so enjoy your weekend, everybody. All right, that's it. Bye bye.